Welcome back. I just got a great question about Om, and I love Om. I talk about Om Japa in the chakras all the time, and so I love to answer any questions about Om. So here it is. Thank you, Forrest. Do you have any commentary on the differences between Om, spelled O-M, and Om, spelled A-U-M, as three sounds? Aum. David Hawkins' calibration and the way Isha Yoga teach it seem to contradict, so I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. Wonderful question, and it brings up a good story, so let's get into it. So this brings up a story about Swami Ramtirth, and he was a wonderful yogi, and he came to America and couldn't speak a lick of English, and he was invited to come and speak, and he was going out on stage, and they said, "Sir, what are you going to do? You don't speak English." And he says, "Don't worry. The language of the divine is universal." And so he goes out on stage, and all he does are these variations of the Om, and he just starts oming, and he gets the crowd to do it with him. So you can imagine this auditorium full of straight-laced Westerners, and they're expecting a nice lecture, and here he is engaging them in chanting over and over again, and they all get blissed out because they're just oming and oming and oming, and it's totally fresh, never did anything like this, and it was very, very deep to all those. It was profound. It was a profound experience. Can you imagine? Om is the beginning. So wonderfully in the Bible it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word is God." So out of spirit, before creation, right? There's the Big Bang, and that is intelligence and energy going in, creating this universe that you and I live in. And with that energy comes vibration, that primordial beginning vibration that is the Om. And so we're tuning into that in our Om Japa in the Chakras therapy. We are using that sound to disrupt and cancel or clean out the chakra temporarily so that the consciousness can float back towards the deep brain. It's a beautiful, grand, ancient process that we're doing, and it works so well because in normal therapy we can work on the things that you and I notice. Okay, I notice I have this problem. I notice I have this belief. But what about the problems which you cannot see? Well, you have these powerhouses of chakras, and the Kriya Yogis are saying, look, if you just go through all of the powerhouses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you go through those and chant Om into them, you're going to hit every single problem because you're hitting the direct powerhouses. So it's a magical process. So here I am talking about Om Japa again, but back to the sound. We can do variations of it, and they're all pretty much correct. They're all good. Now when I chant Om, I just Om. That's it. Very simple. And there's a cleanliness to that Om, okay? It's just Om, Om. So in the Kriya Yoga lineage, which I teach, this is the sound. This is the one that we want. So you can feel it. There's a cleanliness to it. When you feel these things over and over again, it's just Om. Very, very simple. I had somebody ask me, somebody else says that we should do ong, O-N-G, ong, and they say it's a little bit stimulating. Well, great, try that out. Let's try that out. So put it in all the chakras. Ong, ong. I'm just putting it in my chakras. That's it. Ong, ong. And yes, it's a little stimulating. It's a little bit different. That's nice, isn't it? So you can try that one out. And then there's the hum of the Tibetans. Let's try that. Hum, 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 hum. Oh, I like it. I like it. Very nice. Very nice. What else is there? Amen. The Amen of the Christians. Amen. 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 Okay, what about A-U-M? Aum. 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 Very nice. I'm getting blissed out, okay? So, yes, lots of variations. How else could we say this? You can take each part of it and kind of stretch it out. Om. 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 So in the Om, if you break it into those three parts, A-U-M, then the A is creation, the U is preservation, and the M is dissolving, coming back into the nothing, right? Just beautiful. So you have Brahma, creator, Vishnu, sustainer, Shiva, the destroyer, back to the nothing, right? So you can take any one of those and you can elongate that portion and you're going to feel a little more of that effect. So what if we just prolong the beginning? Am, 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 Very nice. Would that make you more creative? Possibly. What if we want to get in touch with Krishna, Vishnu, right? We want to get in touch with that beautiful, perfect, it's really the perfect description of the divine. That's why the Bhagavad Gita is so relevant. Go read the Bhagavad Gita, Sir Edward Arnold translation. It's so poetic, so beautiful, and we have this glimpse at a perfect representation of the divine. That's Krishna, that's Vishnu, the sustainer. So let's elongate that middle part. Let's see if we can do that. Aum, 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 Aum. Very nice, very nice. What about the last part, Shiva? I need the Shiva today. All right, great. Let's do the Shiva. That M. Om. 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 Oh, that's great. That's really great. I love that. That's so good. You're looking at the primordial sound. the beginning of creation. So what is vibrating in every single atom that is here? That what is the force sustaining the energy behind those atoms? It is Om. This is it. So what will you find in the crazy world? What will you find? You'll find a million versions of that Om. That's what you're looking at. When you look out, you are looking at a zillion versions of that vibration. And you're just finding your way to get in touch with that core. So when I first started doing videos, people would comment, you know, you're spelling it wrong. It should be A-U-M. That's the proper way. Well, we're translating something from Sanskrit, which you are not able. We're just attempting to get in touch with it. The true sound, when you actually hear it, it's a rumble. It's a crashing ocean. And so if you want to hear what that sounds like before you hear it in meditation, I found the perfect thing. I was so excited. I was a monk and I found there was nothing in the world that sounded like it. And then I found this. You go into the shower, you put the shower right here, you let it cover both ears, and that constant roar of the water, that's a perfect simulation. Still, it's not perfect, but it's as close as you can get in this world to the actual sound that you hear in meditation. And so we're always just approximating that. And OM works beautifully, perfectly, and everybody knows how to pronounce it when I say OM. When I say AUM, lots of people get lost. How do I say this? I don't know how to say this. It's simple. Om. Om. And that's the cleansing Om. Just a simple, straightforward Om. Just cleansing everything. Om. 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 But can I do these variations? Of course. Go wild, have fun, mix it up. Try it because it's going to stir your heart. It's going to reawaken you in your Om Japa practice, and that's glorious. You can't overlook the benefit of looking at something from a slightly different angle, coming to it in a new way, reawakening your heart and your mind, and putting you alive in your practice again. You don't want this completely boring, monotonous practice that puts you to sleep. You don't want that. You want to make it's alive, it's living. You've got to live it. So try out some variations. See what you find. See what you like. And every once in a while you can circle back to these variations and kind of bring yourself back to life. I mean, how glorious is that? And then, oh my goodness, if you hear a sound in meditation, then you can take that sound and you can put it into the chakra. That's really fun. And so there's so much that we can do, and again, it's alive, it's a living practice. And that's the Kriya that you're really doing all day, every day, because it's alive inside of you. Isn't that glorious? So I hope you loved this. If you did, be sure to hit that bell down below so I can see all of you next time.